Ellen DeGeneres is reportedly leaving the US, headed to the UK. She's trying to get away because of the Diddy situation.
In a shocking turn of events, Elon Musk has dropped bombshell revelations about Ellen DeGeneres' sudden disappearance after the arrest of hip-hop mogul Diddy. According to Musk, Ellen's retreat from the spotlight might not be a coincidence. It could be tied to Diddy's shocking arrest in ways no one saw coming.
Ellen DeGeneres was one of Diddy's super close friends. And even Elon Musk knows that it's very fishy that she's leaving the country.
But could Ellen really have a connection to Diddy's controversial actions? Is she guilty by association, or is there something even bigger at play? Let's uncover the truth behind this mysterious saga. Elon Musk bombshell revelation. Ellen DeGeneres' decision to leave the United States shortly after Donald Trump's presidential election has sparked curiosity and conspiracy theories, particularly regarding her alleged connection to Sean Diddy Combs. Although DeGeneres did not publicly explain her move, the timing and subsequent developments have fueled speculation, especially after Elon Musk shared a cryptic post seemingly linking her to Combs. The theory gained traction when Musk referenced a 2016 post where DeGeneres affectionately called Combs Cuddle McSnuggle Stuff in a birthday message. While the nickname appeared playful, Musk's repost of the comment with a suggestive emoji led some social media users to speculate on the nature of their relationship. A few even suggested that DeGeneres' relocation was linked to wider conspiracy theories involving Donald Trump's presidency or potential legal troubles. These claims, while provocative, remain unsubstantiated. DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, moved to the Cotswolds in England after putting their Montecito estate in California up for sale. Their relocation coincided with the desire for privacy following the end of the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2022 after 19 years. The show's conclusion came amid public scrutiny and allegations of a toxic workplace environment, which likely influenced her retreat from public life. While some observers suggested her move was politically motivated due to her history of supporting Democratic candidates like Kamala Harris, others attributed it to personal reasons. Musk's involvement didn't stop at vague social media hints. His cryptic posts shifted attention toward Combs' growing legal troubles, inadvertently intertwining DeGeneres' narrative with allegations surrounding Combs. Combs has faced accusations of misconduct, including claims tied to his hosting of controversial parties and legal cases alleging abuse. Musk's commentary, while indirect, amplified these narratives, prompting further speculation about connections among high-profile figures. Combs' ongoing legal challenges have drawn significant public attention. Allegations of coercion and misconduct, including participation in infamous freak-off parties, have complicated his public image. The media's coverage of his legal battles and Musk's insinuations have fueled speculation about whether DeGeneres distanced herself from potential fallout related to Combs' issues. However, there is no direct evidence linking her move to his legal matters. Musk, known for stirring controversy online, added fuel to the fire during a podcast where he referenced celebrities like Jennifer Lopez and Combs' associates, hinting at a broader network of connections. While Musk did not explicitly accuse DeGeneres of wrongdoing, his remarks encourage a narrative that ties her life to Combs' controversies, blurring the lines between rumor and fact. As attention shifts from DeGeneres to Combs, questions about the timing of her move and its possible implications persist. Musk's comments may have initially appeared playful, but they have contributed to a broader conversation about fame, legal troubles, and interconnected relationships in the entertainment world. Whether these theories hold weight or reflect society's fascination with celebrity drama, they underscore how speculation can grow in the absence of clear explanations. Ultimately, DeGeneres' departure seems more likely to be a personal choice for privacy and a fresh start rather than a deliberate distancing from scandal. However, the intertwining of her story with Combs' legal saga, spurred by Musk's provocative comments, highlights how narratives in the digital age often blur fact and fiction. But this shocking revelation didn't come out of the blue, but was prompted by some hidden secrets. What could they have been? Stay tuned as we unravel the shocking twists and turns between Ellen and Diddy. Diddy and Ellen's entanglement. The controversy surrounding Diddy and Ellen DeGeneres have reached new heights, painting a picture of manipulation, scandal, and hidden connections. At the heart of this storm lies Diddy, whose alleged manipulative behavior has been exposed by those closest to him. Mace, a former collaborator, has been one of the most vocal critics. In a now infamous video, Mace passionately accuses Diddy of deceit, saying, "You want receipts? Let's start with your mother. Your mother's got the receipts. Everything is in her name." This statement has only fueled the growing narrative that Diddy controls and exploits those around him for personal gain. But Mace's frustrations are not an isolated incident. Over the years, Diddy's name has been linked to troubling claims involving high-profile artists like Usher and Justin Bieber. These controversies gained traction in 2013 when Cassie filed a lawsuit against him, alleging deeply disturbing practices. According to the legal documents, Diddy orchestrated lavish events, ominously dubbed freak-offs, at luxury hotels across the country. These gatherings, which reportedly caused tens of thousands of dollars in damages, were meticulously planned. Cassie claims she was tasked with recruiting male participants through websites and escort services following Diddy's precise instructions. These events were said to occur weekly, with Diddy emphasizing secrecy and referring to them as "our thing." Shockingly, Diddy's alleged manipulations might not end there. Rumors suggest that Ellen DeGeneres may have played a role in some of these controversial dealings. Ellen, known for her long-standing friendship with Diddy, has now found herself caught in the crossfire. For years, their connection appeared innocent, with Diddy frequently appearing on her show and inviting her to his exclusive parties. However, whispers are now circulating that Ellen may have facilitated some of Diddy's questionable activities, including his ties to Justin Bieber. As these rumors intensified, Ellen made a surprising move. She and her wife, Portia de Rossi, abruptly left the US, relocating to the serene Cotswolds countryside in England. Officially, Ellen cited the political climate, particularly Donald Trump's election, as the reason for their departure. However, skeptics believe her sudden relocation was more about escaping the growing scrutiny of federal investigators. This move has drawn further suspicion, especially given Ellen's recent controversies. In 2022, her reputation took a major hit when toxic workplace allegations surfaced against her show. Fans began noticing a change in her behavior, particularly her efforts to distance herself from Diddy as his legal troubles unfolded. The once close friendship seemed to evaporate, with Ellen adopting a never-met-him attitude. The shift didn't go unnoticed by federal investigators, who reportedly began digging into Ellen's ties to Diddy. According to some sources, Ellen's role might have extended beyond friendship. She's rumored to have acted as a fixer, helping Diddy cover up his alleged misconduct. This claim has sparked outrage, with many pointing to her abrupt departure from Hollywood as a sign of guilt. Federal documents allegedly link Ellen to several of Diddy's infamous freak-offs, including her involvement in covering up wild after-parties, and Cassie's lawsuit even detailed disturbing incidents at upscale hotels like the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle and the London Hotel in Los Angeles. Diddy's assistant reportedly provided items like baby oil and lubricants for these events, adding to the sordid details of the case. Ellen's deep connection to Diddy is now under intense scrutiny. Their public interactions, once viewed as harmless banter, are being re-examined. Fans recall moments when Ellen questioned Diddy about party invites in their shared social circles. What once seemed like lighthearted conversations now appear to hint at a deeper, more troubling relationship. The implications of these allegations are far-reaching. Ellen, once a beloved TV icon, is now a potential target of federal investigations. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: this scandal is far from over, and both Diddy and Ellen's reputations hang in the balance. Diddy's arrest and court trials. The saga of Sean Diddy Combs began with his dramatic arrest on September 16, 2024, following a 14-page federal indictment that unveiled allegations of misconduct, exploitation, and racketeering. Diddy surrendered to authorities in New York, yet his bail efforts were swiftly thwarted. Prosecutors painted him as a serial offender, leveraging wealth and influence to evade accountability. Judge Robin Tarnowski denied bail during his initial court appearance, citing concerns over his potential to intimidate witnesses or obstruct justice. Despite his legal team's proposition of a $50 million bond, backed by his Miami residence, Tarnowski ruled no conditions could ensure his compliance, leaving Diddy to endure harsh conditions at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC. In court, Diddy faced a series of legal challenges under intense scrutiny. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson detailed disturbing evidence, including a leaked hotel surveillance video from 2016 allegedly showing him physically assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Prosecutors argued this footage exemplified his history of violence, with Johnson describing Diddy as a serial abuser whose behavior had left numerous victims scarred. Among them were Cassie, who had also filed a lawsuit alleging years of abuse, and other women who claimed to have received threats and suffered injuries at his hands. Cassie had previously accused Diddy of domestic violence and claimed he offered $50,000 to destroy the footage. After the video leaked, Diddy publicly apologized, but prosecutors now argue that the incident highlights a broader pattern of abuse and manipulation. Diddy's defense, led by attorney Mark Agnafilo, contended the video lacked context, asserting it depicted a moment of personal conflict rather than criminal misconduct. Agnifilo claimed Cassie had struck Diddy first, discovering evidence of infidelity on his phone. He painted a contrasting image of his client as a man grappling with addiction and seeking redemption. Despite these efforts, the evidence of Diddy's past actions, including allegations of orchestrating exploitative freak-off encounters, overshadowed the defense's arguments. A second bail request was denied by Judge Andrew Carter Jr., who echoed concerns about Diddy's potential to tamper with witnesses. This decision followed accusations that he had used his resources to intimidate and silence accusers. Carter cited text messages where victims described their mistreatment, with one victim pleading, "I'm not a rag doll, I'm someone's child." Another text allegedly from Diddy suggested panic after a 2016 incident, reading, "Call me, the cops are here, I got 6 kids, are you going to abandon me all alone?" These messages painted a picture of a man desperate to conceal his actions. As his legal woes deepened, Diddy's close associates began to distance themselves. Fearful of being implicated, several confidants avoided public support, leaving the music mogul isolated. This shift underscored the growing perception of his guilt and the reputational risks tied to his name. In court, Diddy appeared increasingly paranoid, reportedly refusing meals over fears of being poisoned by associates he believed were turning against him. Presiding over the case, Judge Arun Subramanian imposed a gag order to prevent further media leaks, particularly after reports of Homeland Security's involvement in releasing the controversial hotel footage. Meanwhile, prosecutors built their case around this video, portraying it as critical evidence of Diddy's abusive behavior and attempts to cover up his actions. Setbacks mounted as Diddy's trial was scheduled for May 2025, with his legal team vowing to fight until the end. Before Diddy's arrest, public perception of him and Ellen had already begun to decline. What were the warning signs leading up to this? The next revelation offers unexpected insights. Ellen's public downfall. Fans have been tirelessly piecing together clues about the intriguing connection between Diddy and Ellen DeGeneres, unearthing shocking revelations about their behavior toward those around them. While Diddy is embroiled in legal controversies, Ellen's reputation has been shaken by a long list of allegations that paint a stark contrast to her cheerful on-screen persona. Over the years, whispers about Ellen's alleged manipulative and unfriendly behavior have grown into a full-blown narrative that many now find hard to ignore. Ellen's public downfall began when former employees from her popular daytime talk show came forward in 2020, accusing her of fostering a toxic work environment. These weren't just minor complaints. Staff members described a workplace where kindness was scarce, and Ellen herself was far from the bubbly, approachable host millions adored on television. The accusations were so severe that they triggered a massive backlash, forcing Ellen to issue a public apology and overhaul her show's leadership. The revelations left fans questioning whether the kind-hearted personality they had grown to love was merely an act. One of the earliest red flags about Ellen's behavior came from comedian Kathy Griffin. In her 2016 memoir, Griffin hinted at a prominent Hollywood figure with short blonde hair and a reputation for being difficult. While she didn't name Ellen directly, it didn't take much for people to connect the dots. Griffin shared her disappointment in Ellen's lack of support, recalling an incident in 2007 when Ellen mocked her during a monologue. As a fellow female comedian, Griffin had hoped for solidarity, but instead felt alienated. She later expressed frustration at how powerful women like Ellen could fail to lift others up, a sentiment that resonated deeply with fans who had begun to see Ellen in a different light. Another moment that tarnished Ellen's image was her controversial interview with Mariah Carey in 2008. During the interview, Ellen pressed Mariah about rumors of her pregnancy. What could have been a light-hearted conversation turned uncomfortable when Ellen handed Mariah a glass of champagne, essentially cornering her into confirming the news on live television. Mariah, visibly uneasy, pretended to take a sip, but Ellen's persistence made the moment feel invasive. The situation became even more heartbreaking when it was later revealed that Mariah had suffered a miscarriage shortly afterward. Reflecting on the incident, Mariah admitted it was deeply upsetting, stating, "I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I'd had a miscarriage before. That moment felt like peer pressure, and I didn't appreciate it." Adding fuel to the fire were stories from ordinary people who had crossed paths with Ellen. One particularly jarring account came from a former waitress in Los Angeles. According to her, Ellen once emailed the owner of the restaurant where she worked to complain about her chipped nail polish after being served brunch. The waitress, Chris Farah, claimed she was threatened with a 2-week suspension without pay due to the complaint. Shocked and humiliated, she quit her job instead. Reflecting on the incident, Farah questioned why someone as wealthy and influential as Ellen would go out of her way to target a struggling artist. "What's happening in your life that you take time to mess with someone just serving you?" she asked, echoing the sentiments of many who were beginning to see a pattern of behavior that didn't align with Ellen's brand of kindness. These accounts, combined with Ellen's swift distancing from Diddy during his legal troubles, have led fans to scrutinize how deeply their actions mirror each other. While Diddy's legal battles dominate headlines, Ellen's ability to maintain her influence despite mounting controversy speaks volumes about her talent for preserving her public image, yet the cracks in her facade are hard to ignore. From unsettling interactions with celebrities to allegations of mistreatment from employees and everyday people alike, Ellen's carefully constructed image as the Queen of Kindness continues to unravel. What began as whispers has grown into a chorus of voices calling her authenticity into question. Fans now view Ellen not as a beacon of generosity, but as a complex figure whose actions suggest a reality far different from the one she projects on screen. How did this shift affect our audience? Stay tuned to find out. The dark side of Diddy and Ellen. Behind the glitz and glamour, the stories about Diddy and Ellen's treatment of their workers paint a troubling picture. Both have faced accusations of running their professional and personal spaces with an iron grip, leaving behind trails of discontent and fear. For Diddy, the controversy reached a boiling point in 2017 when his former chef, Cindy Ruda, alleged long hours, poor pay, and disturbing demands. One claim stood out. Diddy allegedly had her served meals immediately following intimate encounters. To make matters worse, a supposed attempt to silence her involved framing her for theft, with threats of legal action if she didn't comply. Rather than address these accusations, Diddy maintained a carefully curated public image, sidestepping the scandal altogether. Ellen's alleged behavior, however, strikes closer to home. Former staff members have described her as a tyrant in her household, firing employees for the smallest errors like using the wrong bowl or failing to froth her latte to perfection. Rumors of trap tests, like hiding objects to check cleaners' diligence, reveal a level of micromanagement that shocked many. Her controlling nature reportedly extended to handymen and security personnel who faced relentless criticism for minor infractions. The toxicity didn't stop there. Behind the scenes of the Ellen DeGeneres show, staff members spoke of a toxic workplace culture where employees were dismissed for attending funerals or taking sick leave. Despite public apologies, these allegations have left a lasting shadow over Ellen's once beloved reputation. The cracks behind the facade. Ellen DeGeneres, once celebrated as the epitome of kindness and generosity, has faced significant backlash as stories of her alleged behavior off-screen emerged. A moment that particularly tarnished her image was her infamous interview with Mariah Carey. Ellen pressured Mariah to reveal her pregnancy by handing her a glass of alcohol on live television. What seemed like a playful interaction turned deeply insensitive when Mariah later suffered a miscarriage. This moment highlighted Ellen's apparent disregard for personal boundaries, leaving fans shocked and disappointed. The controversies don't stop there. While her on-screen persona radiated warmth, former employees and staff members painted a darker picture of Ellen as a boss. Reports of a toxic work environment surfaced where employees were fired over minor infractions such as taking sick leave or attending family funerals. Even gifts Ellen gave away on her show were criticized, as many pointed out they were sponsored, benefiting her more than anyone else. The stark contrast between Ellen's public persona and the reality shared by those who worked with her has left many questioning the authenticity of her carefully crafted image. Diddy's story follows a similar path, with allegations that severely undermine his love and kindness persona. His ex-girlfriend Cassie accused him of coercing her into drug use, pressuring her into intimate acts while he watched, and resorting to violence when she tried to leave the relationship. Adding to this now disturbing narrative, a former bodyguard claimed Diddy mistreated the mothers of his children, further exposing his alleged pattern of control and manipulation. Together, these stories reveal a troubling pattern in Hollywood where public figures like Ellen and Diddy appear to hide dark realities behind well-polished facades. As these revelations unfold, the line between their public personas and private behaviors becomes increasingly blurred, leaving fans questioning what's real. This revelation is just the beginning, and more twists are sure to follow. We'd love to hear your views in the comments section, but don't forget to like and subscribe.